So repetition structure, what is it? Well, we already talked about structures, didn't we? We talked about the selection structure, basically the if-else structure. So structures which look at a certain condition. So if a certain condition is met, then there's a bunch of codes, and so if that condition is met, then the bunch of code runs, and then I mean if it's not met, then it's the whole sets of codes are skipped. And I mean the syntax was there was an if and then some condition, then a bunch of codes, and there might also be an else statement, or if not, it finally ends with an end if. So that's the structure. Now a repetition structure is kind of similar, that it also evaluates a condition, and based on that it decides whether to um, run a set of codes repeatedly or not. So basically, I mean, once some condition is met, it repeatedly processes one or more instructions until either that condition becomes invalid or some other condition is reached. And that's why it's called a loop, because a set of codes are run over and over or processed over and over again. Now these loops can be of two types. They can be pre-test loop or post-test loop. So pre-test loop, basically the lines of code which are to be executed are only executed if the condition is met. So the condition is evaluated before the instructions within the loop are processed. So if the condition is not met, then the instructions are not even processed a single time. If on the other hand, if the condition is met, then it's possible. Then it's processed multiple times. So I mean, it's kind of similar to the if-else. It's just that it goes on processing until for a certain number of times. Now the post-test loop, the only difference here with the pre-test is that here, even if the condition is not met, the set of codes run at least once. And I mean, if they're met, then more than once. That's the only difference here. And for running loops, Visual Basic has three different types of structures: the do loop statements, for next statements, and for each next statements. And we'll cover all these three in the class. But for today's class, for today's lecture, I'm just gonna go over the do loop and hold off the remaining for the next class. Now here's kind of an example of a real life example of how, I mean, these loop concepts actually work. So let's say it's raining outside. So if it's raining outside, keep your car windshield wipers on. So they loop from one side to another all the time, so for the time it's raining. So keep your car's windshield wipers on while it's raining. That is the looping condition. It goes on doing the same thing over and over and over again. So basically, if we think of it as a program, then it checks whether it's raining, and if it is raining, then it executes or repeatedly runs the car windshield. And when the rain stops, the looping of the windshield also stops. Some other examples are given. So in a concert, if the performers are on stage, clap your hands. So as long as the performers are on stage, you keep on clapping your hand, which is the loop condition. Once they leave the stage, stop clapping. Musical chairs, while the music is going on, walk around the chairs, go on, walk around, walk around. Music stops, stop your walking. So these are like examples of loops where you process some condition. If that condition is met, you keep on doing the same thing over and over again.